Hi, and welcome to another episode of Nursing Your Way to Wealth, where a mental health nurse and an accountant talk about wealth creation, personal development, and financial independence in the UK to help you live the life you deserve.
Hello and welcome back to Nursing Your Way to Wealth. This is episode 91. Alex and I had a little break last week, so I apologise for the interruption in the usual schedule. This week's a bit more light-hearted after the last episode around the new tax year. So this time it just came from a thought I had just browsing some forums on Reddit. A lot of times people on Reddit are like, tell me about stuff that you don't skimp on, or stuff that you buy that is expensive but worth it. Almost like a buy it for life type discussion. So I thought this is something Alex and I haven't discussed. So I thought I just pitched him a message and we're like, well, what do you think of this? And between us, we've come up with five like individual things or services or something, just stuff that we do spend our money on. So if you've listened to us for any length of time, we kind of advocate for value, frugal in some areas, expensive in others, but it has to make sense for us. So I thought today we would just discuss five of them from each of us. We'll go back and forth. But firstly, Alex, welcome back for the week. I know you've been working super hard, and I'll pass to you for a return on heartbeats for you for last week.
Yeah, hi Alex, and hi everybody, and yeah, welcome back to the apologies. My work schedule took over last week, unfortunately, and yeah, looking forward to having going through this episode. There'll be some interesting insights from both of us, and yeah, just to kick off with a nice return on heartbeat. So it was not the weekend just gone, the one before that was like the bank holiday weekend. So I had my parents came down to stay, and then I had a nice Sunday roast with, it was my parents, my mother-in-law, and my two elderly neighbours next door as well came around. We all had and I cooked a nice Sunday roast for everybody. And we just had a really nice, pleasant afternoon, nice food, a few beers and some wine. Everyone had a nice time. Everyone was getting on, and it was just a really nice day. So yeah, really big kind of return on heartbeats there for the weekend.
Yeah, it's lovely. Yeah, and the weather was good. I remember the Sunday, and I was like, "Oh, this is great." And then I think the Monday where I was a bit rubbish. But how many people was there? There's you and your wife, your mum and dad, your neighbours.
Yeah, so there were seven of us in total.
Yeah. Do you not find that stressful cooking for seven people?
Not at all. I really enjoy cooking. It's one of my like stress relievers. So I really look forward to it. And roast dinners, there's quite a bit of prep involved. It
Yeah.
takes quite a bit of time, but I find that quite therapeutic. And yeah, have a nice pint of London Pride as I'm cooking my roast dinner is one of my biggest pleasures I have. So
Okay, so you pair the two. That, to be honest, man, that sounds super stressful. If you asked me to cook for seven people, I'd be sitting on the floor inside of an hour, just like sobbing. I think
uh,
find it so hard in terms of timing and getting everything right and everything out hot. Wow. Yeah, no, I'd rather deal with a medical emergency, I think, than cook that.
uh, well, I think we do the right things then, because I
Yeah,
definitely wouldn't be very good in a medical emergency.
no, give me a heart attack any day of the week compared with cooking for seven people. Wow. Yeah, definitely not. So the right Alex is dealing with that for sure. But that sounds lovely. Like what a lovely memory to involve all of those people and bring them all together, and then the fact they got on very well.
Yes.
Yeah, beautiful. Okay, so five things then each of us that we spend on, right? That we'd probably spend a bit more than average or so. So I'll pass to you for the first one, and then we'll just go back and forth.
Yes. So I wrote these down in no particular order. But first thing I had wrote down was kind of books. And so within books also comes like magazine subscriptions. So I'm subscribed to the Investors Chronicle, which is like a few £100 a year. But I also would spend probably £20-30 a month on books. I don't tend to think about anything on if there's a book I want, I tend to buy it. I don't really think of the price. I'll see if they buy it sort of like secondhand and stuff, but I tend to not skimp on those things because I really enjoy reading, I enjoy learning, and I've never felt I've kind of wasted money on books or reading material. So that's like my the first one that came into my mind.
Yeah. I mean, that's interesting. You obviously are an author yourself as well, which probably has an
Yes.
impact, but also the way someone phrased it once a while ago to me, and they were like, you're actually getting a load of knowledge, work, and effort in a condensed format in a book.
Yes.
And I really like that idea that actually, if you want to learn about a particular thing, there will guarantee be a book there about it, and it can probably be as in depth as you need it to be. Yeah, no, that's a good one, and I don't have that on my list actually at all. Yeah, but I'm the same. I'm the same with books. I'll buy them. I'll try secondhand, but I'm not going to quibble particularly. Yeah, and if you think a book costs you like £20 and it takes you, I don't know, conservatively 4 hours to read, it's £5 an hour, isn't it? And you get to keep the book.
Yeah, exactly. And it's always there as a reference. I keep quite a lot of my, certainly like the investment books and stuff, I just keep as reference points and go back to them every now and again as well. So yeah, I don't question myself at all when I spend money on books.
Yeah, no hesitation. Bam, and it arrives. Yeah. The first one for me then is just healthy food, health in general. So, in terms of buying fresh, organic where I can, local produce, local farm shops in Kent are easily double the price of a supermarket, but the quality of the food, in my opinion, is way better. There's more nutrition, I hope, available. So I just don't. I've got no qualms with buying, spending quite a lot of money for the two of us on healthy food, and I'll kind of expand that as well to health in general. So like memberships to a gym you actually want to go to, any form of thing that makes you feel better in terms of vitamins or supplements, I'll just get them. Yeah, there's no like that's this much money. I'd be like, well, actually, let's try it and we'll see. I want to just be, for the record, nothing illegal. Anything you can buy is like it's legit and proper. I'm not talking free kind of supplements for the gym or anything like that. But yeah, healthy food for me and anything health related in general.
Yeah, I think that's a really good one. And yeah, I would say similar. I had food written down as well. I must admit, I don't go to farm shops. Maybe that's something I would look into. But I'm more like, say for example, like quality of meat and stuff. I'll tend to buy like the best that's available from the supermarket and stuff. Like one thing that always sticks in my mind is I cook quite a lot, and like proper tomatoes, like passata and stuff. Like there's definitely a difference between the cheap stuff and the real good stuff. So I tend to not skimp on on those. So better ingredients in that sense.
Yeah, you can create better food. I mean, farm shops in Kent, they're absolutely all over the place. There's like 3 within a couple of miles of where I live, so I'm really fortunate for that. I just want to ask you one question on the passata tomato thing. Have you got a favourite brand of like passata or tin tomatoes?
I like the Mutti one, Mutti.
Yeah,
That's
same. That's the correct and the only answer for me.
yeah. I've tried out everything from like the supermarket basic own brand all the way to the top, and there is in that there's definitely a difference. So happily spend probably, I don't even know how much more, nearly 10 times more on that. So yeah, and I do definitely taste the difference in my food.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, second only to living in Italy or Spain or something and just picking them off the
Yes,
plant, I
off
suppose.
of
But
your
yeah, I'm
that's it.
exactly the same. I've been known to buy, at the worst, 12 jars of the Mutti peeled tomatoes and peeled, not chopped, because you get more flavour out of them. Um, or from like Amazon, because they work out at like £1 a tin, whereas a supermarket would be 180, £2 or something. So it works better that way, and I don't have to buy them very often. But yeah, I'm 100% a Mutti fan of their tomatoes for sure. We never grow enough of our own to get us through.
So I had a similar theme on that. It's you now, yeah. I had an echo of what you had.
Oh, okay, yeah. Um, Yeah, okay. So second one for me then. It really anything to do with my car. Car parts if it needs them. Uh, Tires I will get mid range, but I've had it before. I've picked like a cheaper like engine part or something, or suspension component brakes or something, and it's just worn out and not been that good. And a lot of I think what you pay in mechanics is labour to take stuff apart, put it back together, make sure it's safe, etc. So I absolutely don't skimp on car parts. I'll get either manufacturers ones or like real good quality parts. I'm quite particular about it because I've done it before where I've bought cheaper parts and then just had to pay the mechanic again in a couple of months' time to replace.
I think that's completely fair, especially when it's cars and safety is so important with the car. I think that's very rational to do that.
I agree. Yeah, it's just like you fit it once and you know it's done well and you can relax about it. But it's going to be a couple of years before maybe you need to think about it again, not a couple of months.
Yeah.
And I've been there where you're paying two lots of labour for one relatively cheap part, and you might have saved yourself 40 quid on the part itself, but you've had to pay two lots of 80 quid in labour, and it just makes no sense.
Yeah, we have like a phrase in our house which is, "Oh, just touch it once," and it was almost like just like if there's something that's niggling or you need to buy something or replace something, just pay for it to get it done to the good standard, because then the problem goes away. You don't like compromising on something. It's like, oh, I might save, I don't know, X amount of pounds by doing it now, but then I'll have to potentially replace it again in 6 months or 2 years time or whatever. It's like, if I can spend X and I know it's done indefinitely, just do that. Because then
you can forget about it, can't you?
Yeah, that's it. Which is a nice segue, I think, onto my third point on something which I happily spend money on, and I put it into a group of like outdoor clothing. So this is really my coats and shoes for outdoor, so like hiking boots and running trainers, because I kind of figure, and like I think my woolly hat was one of the reasonable or ridiculous things, probably in episode 60 something.
Yeah, I remember the Norwegian hat. Yeah.
That's right. And so to the point of like, I just want to buy something once, I feel the pain once, and I know it's really good quality and it's going to last me for years and years and years, and I never have to think about it again. So like winter clothes, like getting really good coats, which are like made from down. They're having good scarves, good hats, good gloves, and good walking boots. I think if you've got all those things, you're not cold when it's cold outside. You can kind of, it can look stylish. It can be timeless, so it doesn't ever go out of fashion. You know that your feet are going to be dry. You know that you're going to be able to walk through any kind of weather. And I just think there's something about having that, because I've had cheap coats before and cheap stuff, and they run out and they wear out very quickly. And I just would rather get a 10-year coat than a 2-year coat, and similar for shoes.
Yeah, again, like touch it once, right?
Yeah.
If you go up, you will walk up the same mountain in a cheap coat and you're freezing and you don't have the proper gear. You could like go in the cheap coat and have 50 quid in your pocket. It's not going to keep you warm, is it?
No.
Whereas you spend a bit more and actually be warm and way more comfortable, and it actually makes it enjoyable rather than arduous.
Yeah, and it opens up a lot more things then, especially if, for a good 3 months of the year, it's super cold in England. So being able to go out and enjoy the outdoors still whilst wrapped up and warm and not feeling, I think it opens up a lot more opportunities to do enjoyable things. So yeah, I never skimp on my coats. I wince a little bit when I pay for them, but I just figure that's going to be 10 years worth of coats and shoes. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, and you're back to kind of the Vimes theory of boots, aren't you? I mean, like buy one good pair of boots and it will last you 10 years, or you can buy 10 pairs of not very good boots and one of them might last you 1 year, one season. And the quality pair is going to be cheaper overall than buying lots of not so good. Not that you need a coat every year, but I think the theory kind of stands.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, on that, I bought myself a woolen cashmere coat from Vinted actually, and it would have been this thing's made by the JC Cordings company, and it's from. There's no date in it, but it looks like it's from like the 80s, 90s, and it would have been hundreds of pounds to buy new, and it was I think 40 quid, and I've worn it for the whole winter. It's kept me super warm, and it's really good. Don't regret it at all. So my third one, which again I've had some experience of, is just home appliances. So by that I mean I can include in this coffee machine, dishwasher, washing machine, oven, just stuff, fridge, like freezer and stuff that you use every day that you depend on. Like it's problematic if your fridge doesn't function, right? You're not going to keep any food cold or something. So I'd start looking at something like that to replace it if it broke. I've said before I'd replace my dishwasher tomorrow if it broke. And I've had poorer quality appliances. And it's not, you can't just chuck it away. Like you've got to hoof it out of your house, take it somewhere, or pay someone to take it away and then get another one in, etc. And it's not like you're buying a hat, right? So I always say spend a bit more money on something like that. I'll also get, where I can, German related stuff.
Oh, okay.
So I had two cheapy dishwashers from like Currys or whatever that failed spectacularly within really 18 months, both of them each. And then I spent a bit more money. I got a Miele dishwasher, or a Miele, however you say it, for two reasons. One, the shell of it is made of metal, like steel, aluminium, not plastic. And two, I rang a local like electronic sales guy, and I was like, look, I just want to buy one dishwasher. I want it to last 10 years. What do you suggest I get? And he was like, okay, get this. And I was like, all right. And it's been perfect ever since. And they installed it. They wanted 25 quid, right, to install it. And I was like, you're going to bring it all the way here, plug it in and level it for that? I'll be like,
yeah, what a good deal.
I will pay you that in a heartbeat, my friend. I'm not fucking like turning those little feet and getting it level. No way. And they were great. And it's been perfect. And it never fails to clean anything I put in it. And it just works really well, and it's really quiet, which is everything I want out of one.
That's interesting. Yeah, my next door neighbour, she has a Miele. Is it Miele? Miele? Yeah. And I think her dishwasher, washing machine, it was like 25 years. She's only recently had to replace it.
I would love it if I still have my dishwasher in 25 years. Like, it would be something I would move house with. I'd take it with me.
Yeah.
Whereas I would have 100% left the old ones behind.
Yeah. No, that's really interesting. And I had a similar one actually on, it was things for the house, but more like our crockery and like knives and forks, like cutlery. So we are quite into food, and we like being at home, and I would like to cook. And so when we first bought the house, we had to buy our crockery from scratch. We didn't have anything, because we just had rented accommodation before that. And so we invested quite a lot in some quite fancy crockery. But every time, and we've got the full set of like the big dinner plates, we've got pasta bowls, we've got normal bowls, we've got serving bowls. Like, it's just a really nice set. And also like nice wine glasses as well to go with them. And so every time we have a meal, it's like the cutlery and the crockery we have is better than in a restaurant. And so it just makes it feel really special. So
what brand is it? Or where did you get it?
So it's called, so it's Villeroy and Bosch, or Villeroy and Boch. So a similar German theme. And they've like been making like porcelain and crockery for centuries. And so we bought like a full set of, it's called a New Wave set within them. And so we have that, and it's just a really nice, like, to sit down at your table and you've got those, makes every day feel really special. And I'm trying to think how much we probably would have spent upwards of 800 quid, to be honest, on some of that stuff. But we love it. And it's, we've had it now for 8 years. No, not 8 years. 6 and a bit years since we've been in the house. 7 years. And so, we literally use it every day. So the cost per wear of these things is minuscule, and the quality is brilliant, and they look really nice. So it's something that we get a load of pleasure out of, and don't think twice about spending on it, because it really makes dinner times and lunches and breakfasts really special.
Yeah, you just try not to break them, right? Try not to drop one as you go anywhere. But yeah, I mean, if you use it every day, like 800 divided by 6 years worth of time, it's fractions, isn't it? And it's, if something's good quality, I think it will last. And that appears to be a bit of a theme, like running through.
Yeah.
So I inherited a set of crockery from my mum's husband. He's a gardener, so he bought a full set of Port Merion crockery, and it's exceptionally good. The artwork is exceptionally good, and it's just really nice to have. No way could I have justified buying it. I don't think it's £800 a set at all. It might probably a bit less than that, but we're still talking 400, 500, 600, something like that. And it's really nice. Sadly, we have broken some just by dropping it or something, or clonking it against something. But it's very, very good, and you can replace bits as well should you need. So I'm actually with you on it. And I've been through loads of cutlery as well, trying to get something that it will go for a dishwasher and be good and feel nice in your hand. So yeah, you can spend a lot of money on stuff like that as well. But I think we've had our set now 10 years at least, probably 11 now. And no part of my brain is like, we need to think about changing that, because it just works, and it works really well.
Yeah, that's that. I get a lot of pleasure out of the nice crockery and stuff, and serving bowls.
Yeah, make a Sunday lunch for 7.
It's a doddle when you got nice big serving plates, and I don't know. I just think there's something really nice about that, because I think a lot of people like it. Because I see.
Might book a table.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. We wanted to basically turn our house into a restaurant, and then it gets rid of the need for wanting to go out so much as well, because we create a really nice environment at home.
And I remember you saying you guys don't really go out because you can make really good food unless it's properly something you cannot make at home.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. So yeah, we try and then make it special when we are at home.
Lovely. You get a lot of return on heartbeats from it. So, I mean, similar vein here.
Yes.
My fourth one is footwear and shoes. So I've had not good shoes. I've had good quality shoes, and I've still got the good quality ones, and I don't have the cheap ones anymore. So I don't want my feet to hurt when I go anywhere. I want them to look nice, be long lasting, and be comfortable. So I've had some cheap shoes, some mid-range shoes, and some expensive shoes. And I bought the expensive ones second hand. I've got a pair of dress shoes, Lokes, from their 1880 range, which is the only ones they actually now make in Northampton.
Oh, that's good to know.
The others, anything else by Loke is made in India, and shipped over. So I'm happily spend money on that, and I'm about to get another pair of black, like Oxfords or something, for my brother's wedding. And I've done a deep dive kind of into shoes and like how they're made, etc. And there's a thing here about leather, I think, and I don't eat meat, follow generally a vegan lifestyle, but I don't mind secondhand leather. I feel a bit weird buying it new, because I think that would contribute. But I've had a leather belt from way before I turned vegan. I think I was 18 when I bought it. I'm now 37. So this belt is as good now as it was then, and it's the only belt I own. And I think on balance, that's better than buying loads of more inferior quality type things. So I always get good shoes. I've been properly on a hunt for good quality shoes. And you know how you start with like a £200 pair, like you think about your churches that were maybe £400 or £500 when you started going into London, into the city as an accountant. And then you start there, and then you're like, oh, if I spend a little bit more, I can have this quality thing, and this is how it's made. And the other day, I ended up looking at Edward Green's shoes, and they start at £1,200. And that's not bespoke to your foot either. That's just an off the rack pair. But they are, in my opinion, probably the most beautiful shoe I've probably ever seen in my life. For a man.
Yeah, that's interesting. My next door neighbor, he's a very stylish man, and he's really into his like classic clothes and stuff. And so he lent me my wedding shoes, which were a pair of Edward Green.
Did he?
And then he gave them to me as a wedding present after.
Are they? No way.
So they're like this oxblood colour.
He didn't.
Edward Green shoe. Yeah.
Wow. Just totally random. What size shoe are you? And are you using them on the 26th of September 2026?
I'm size 9.
I need an 8. That's annoying. I could have borrowed them from you if you're happy with that. But yeah, it's a non-starter. That wouldn't happen. Oh, what a lovely gift! Because actually, they're exquisitely made shoes.
They're amazing.
Wow.
So they've been worn. I'm thinking of getting them resold and redone.
Yeah. Are they leather soled or rubber?
They are leather.
Oh, okay. Oh, what a lovely pair. When you're done, like this evening, send me a photo. I'd love to see them.
I'll send you a picture. Yeah.
Yeah, do it. And you've worn them for your wedding day, which is even better.
Yes.
What a cool thing. Yeah. So I'm big on kind of shoes, and I look after them. So I buy good quality things that will last a long time. And the other reason for that is I just can't be bothered to go and buy shoes every year. Like, I just want I want some stuff that's comfortable, that looks nice, that I don't have to repeat, like spend the brain time thinking about and having to go like the decision fatigue of do I get this or that, because it just won't factor if I've got like some good quality items. I just don't have to think about it.
Yeah, I completely agree with that. I think that's a theme that runs through my stuff as well, because it's the time saving, one it's the headspace that you get knowing that you don't have to keep going out and buying stuff, and then you know that it's that like one and done kind of thing.
Yeah, touch it once, buy it once.
That's it, absolutely.
You can get on with life. Cooking roast dinner for 7 people.
Exactly.
Whatever.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. So back to you for your fifth one, yeah.
Yeah, my final one was just around on traveling.
Okay.
And so this is not like traveling to work or anything, but kind of holiday / going to see and explore different places. So I tend to not, and by not skimping, we don't like fly business class or anything, or stay in 5-star hotels, but going to some of the more kind of far flung places and kind of making sure we've got the money to do that. I would always prioritize that. And I'd happily spend money on flights to wherever. And similar for like campsites in the UK. So we'll go around loads of different places, staying over in like hotels on weekends and stuff. But it's being able to get out and about and see things. I think you get so much. There's so much benefit to seeing different places and seeing how different people do things and learning from different cultures, that for me it's not just and also you never forget when you've been somewhere the feeling that you had or the reaction that you had to something, and it stays with you. And so I will happily spend a lot of money on going to different parts of the world to see and experience things. So yeah, I'd always prioritize that.
I get it. It makes sense. I've heard people talk about that in terms of like a memory dividend.
Yes.
Spending the money, doing the thing. And then you can think back about that time we did this amazing thing. Like a good example of that is I went to travel some places in France with my wife and my in-laws. And we tend to stay in different places. We book an Airbnb for a few days, travel further, book another place. And we normally have this thing where each couple will book somewhere. So my in-laws will book somewhere, me and my wife will book somewhere, and my sister-in-law and her husband will book somewhere. So we each get a bit of choice. Turns out in Belgium this time, we the Airbnb that I booked got cancelled like last minute. So I was like, we were already on the trip, and I was like, oh, okay, we've got 2 days to find something. And I just had a quick look in Airbnb, and I sorted from instead of cheap to expensive, expensive to cheap. And there was a literal castle, like chateau in Belgium. And I was like, I've already paid some of this money. This is not a huge amount extra. I'm going to do it. And I did. And it was spectacular. This place was humongous. And we only rented a little part of it, but huge rooms, lovely beds, a ridiculous like bathroom in each place. And just driving up and seeing the chateau as you're going down the driveway was super memorable. Like there was this huge living room, humongous fireplace. So my father-in-law and I scampered around the woodland to find loads of dry wood, and we had a roaring like fire that evening. And it was great. I don't regret it at all.
Oh, that sounds awesome.
Yeah, off a total win. If they hadn't cancelled this other like generic apartment, we'd have never stayed there.
Yeah, but what a good idea. Because doing the, I guess, sorting from high to low, you never know, actually. It might not be that much for the real unique experience. So, yeah.
Yeah, and I had the Airbnb credit. They were like, we'll credit you back 400 and, I don't know, something pounds. And then it was like, well, you could stay here over these days. And it would be up, I think, 180 quid more or something. I was like, well, I'm already in. And I don't regret it at all. I'd much rather have stayed there than have the extra money.
Yeah. Oh, amazing.
Yeah, it won't be I won't be like chateaus or nothing now, but as a one-off, it was really quite good. Yeah. Yeah. So I agree with you on travel for sure. Like do the thing, go the place. I mean, if you have a chance to do something that's unique to that town or city that you're in, especially if it's in a foreign country, your chance to go back there and redo it, it's less likely, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So defo do it. And even if you don't like it, you can say you've tried it. Right?
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. So my fifth and last one is to do with sleep. So mattress and bedding. So I again have tried cheap things. I've tried expensive things. I sleep way better on expensive things. Just the right mattress that supports your back. So I need a firm type mattress, otherwise I get aching muscles. It helps my wife as well. So I bought like a mattress from a particular English company. They're based in Ealing in London. And I spoke to the actual founder of the company. There's him and I think 10 people working there. And he's like, well, what kind of material do you want? And I was like, cotton. And he was like, yeah, here's a huge list. Pick some. And I was like, well, I'm in over my head here a bit. I don't really understand it. This is what I'd like, Julian. Do whatever you think is best and come back to me and we'll talk about it. And it was great. And it was less than £1,000. I think it was 800 and I want to say 850, something like that, including delivery. And I've never slept better. It's the most supportive, comfortable mattress I've had. It's like pocket springs and you can flip it. So it's not like one of these gel things where you only get one usable surface. And it was, I think we've had it 4 years, 5 years or something. No qualms, sleep way better. And I combine it with like good quality pillows to support your head and good quality like bed linen. So I've got some kind of cheaper bed linen, like still cotton, but not major expensive. And I've got some really good high thread count stuff. And it makes it wonderful, like to sleep in. And I always feel rested. And for me, that's worth every penny. I don't think back and be like, oh, I wish I'd saved 200 quid here. No regrets whatsoever.
I think that's a really good point because, yeah, I think similar. We've got like got a decent mattress. We've got the Tempur pillows and stuff, and it's a nice bedding, and it does like being able to have a proper sleep makes a huge difference. And it's also something you use every day as well.
Absolutely huge.
Yeah, and it's
yeah. If you're not traveling, right?
Yeah. It's So I completely agree. I think that's a really good one and really important. And I think something that people can overlook because you look at a mattress, or even you can get like good toppers and stuff now for the mattresses. And it's like, oh, it's hundreds and hundreds of pounds, and you can save hundreds, but in the long term, is that going to do you right?
Yeah, I mean, I don't need to justify my own spending, but one of my friends is a plumber, and he was plagued with back issues. Like, and he's 6'4", right? So his feet stick out the end of most mattresses, and he's always working in lofts and like buildings. And he's cramped. I was like, he said, I keep getting back pain. I'm not really sure what's going on. I'm stretching out, but I'm needing ibuprofen every day. And I'm like, okay, you need to think about your stomach lining and kidneys. But first thing I would do is try a different mattress. He got one, and he got one just long enough to fit him. He's not having to bend his knees or have his feet off the edge. And his back pain is gone, and he's now way happier in life. And I was like, do you regret spending the money? And he's like, no, because I wake up pain-free every day, and I can get on with my life.
Right, yeah, amazing.
It's huge. I think it's the general theme here is if you spend in the right places, you're not going to regret it. You get an outsized benefit for the money that you spend.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Any other thoughts, or shall I pitch you a reasonable or ridiculous?
Yeah, no other thoughts. That's an interesting list. I thought it'd be there's some different similar themes I think running through them all, but different items. So yeah,
I was worried we'd have some stuff that's identical actually.
But yeah, no, I think that's good list.
Reasonable or ridiculous?
My wife and I, we grow a lot of plants and things. Like one guy who walks his dog in the field at the back of our house, he was like, you guys have got a lovely little allotment going on here. And I was like, well, okay, thanks. It's just some plants. But we do grow quite a lot of vegetables. So my wife bought 80 onion plants. We use onions in quite a lot of our cooking and things, and she makes a lot of our food from scratch. I'm very fortunate. But do you think, just to paraphrase as well, give you some extra context, but our allotment is not massive. It's probably 30 square meters, something like that. With that in mind, do you think 80 onion plants is reasonable or ridiculous for 2 people?
I think it sounds lovely. I think it seems like a lot, especially when you consider how cheap onions are to buy as well. Like, are you better using the space for something slightly more expensive, which you're still going to use, but because it's quite expensive real estate, I guess. And 80 sounds like a lot to put in. I'm not a gardener by any means, so I'll qualify my opinion. But even if you had like 20, I'm sure 20 is a good amount for cooking. I don't know.
Yeah, we use them fairly regularly, so we probably end up buying like a bag a week or something like that. But I think it's something we've not grown a lot of before. We normally do potatoes, broccoli, like carrots and stuff. And then we add a sprinkle of like what I call weird vegetables. So we had some kohlrabi last year, and we also added some like leeks and elephant garlic as well, just like the humongous cloves.
Oh, cool.
And those have been really good. So we like being able to go out in the garden and just pull some stuff and then cook it almost instantly. It tastes really good. And there's something nice about tending to the plant and then being able to eat the produce it makes. But yeah, I was thinking, and the thinking around 80 is we marked out the space for it that we used to plant potatoes in. We've just budged those over. And the thinking is we're not going to, all 80 of them won't survive. We've got quite a problematic snail population that munch their way through our garden quite a lot. So our thinking is we probably won't get 80 full plants. So there's some reduction there. But yeah, I'll let you know in over summer if we've got bounds of onions. And if you find a box of onions at your door, we've had an absolute glut and we've got more than we can use. Yeah, but I think that's a fair point. I guess you're going to lose some money to nature, but yeah, that would be good to see. But my immediate reaction was a bit ridiculous, but I will see what maybe keep me posted. Yeah, we'll see what comes of it, and I might post you some. Yeah, cool. That's good. I like it. Do you want to do a quick summary?
Yeah, I can do a summary. So today we've talked about kind of items that we don't tend to skimp on and don't feel bad about spending money on. So, well, I started off the show with a bit of a return on heartbeats with doing a nice roast dinner for my parents, my mother-in-law, and my next door neighbours, which was very nice. And then our 5 items, I think that they all kind of centre on the theme of investing in quality, not wanting to do things more than once. And so some examples. So I had books on mine, outdoor clothing, so mainly coats and good shoes, food, so buying good quality food from the supermarket, traveling and buying nice things for the house. And Alex, you had similar items. So you're making sure that you've got good equipment in your car, good home appliances, similar buying food from the local markets and investing in good shoes. And you had one more which I can't. Oh yeah, one which was around your home appliances. Did I just mention that? I think there was one more which I've missed out. I can't remember. Sleeper mattress, the last one, of course. Yeah. And then reasonable or ridiculous was Alex has got 80 onion plants to plant in his allotment, which I thought was a bit ridiculous given the amount. But I think given some of it can be caveated with I'm not remotely a gardener, and 2, there's going to be some loss to natural things such as snails and the weather. And they eat a lot of onions anyway, so it might not be as ridiculous as it first sounds.
No, yeah, but we will see over summer. Yeah, and if we have loads, I'll post your box. You can use them in your one of your many cooking endeavours.
I'll go in one of my ragouts or one of my curries.
Yeah, absolutely. Cool, wonderful. Thank you for your time, my friend. We'll try and convene next week, the work calendars permitting. But yeah, that's been episode 91. Thank you for listening. And if you have any thoughts or anything that you like to spend on that we haven't mentioned, that you're like, oh, this is really obvious, guys, why are you not thinking of it? Do email us in. Same vein, if you want to come on an episode with both of us, we can also make that happen as well. But for now, Alex, thank you for your time, my friend. And I guess stay hydrated.
Yeah, thanks very much. Thanks, Alex, and thanks everyone for listening.
None of what we discuss on the show is to be considered financial or health advice, and we recommend you always do your own research or consult an independent financial advisor or a doctor when making your financial or health decisions.